Hey y'all, welcome back. I'm Mindy with Rod and Reel. Today we are talking about places so dangerous, so disturbing, that governments have made it illegal to step foot on them. Places where if you go, you might not come back. In today's episode, we are talking about 3 of the most terrifying places on Earth. These aren't just creepy stories. These are real locations, history, and real warning. Before you brush this off as just another list, ask yourself this: why are these places still off limits, even today? Let's start with one of the deadliest places on Earth, Ilha de Comeda Grande, better known as Snake Island. Just off the coast of Brazil lies a small isolated island, beautiful from a distance, but step onto it and you'll quickly realize why it's forbidden. Because this island is home to one of the most venomous snakes in the world, the golden lancehead viper. And here's the terrifying part: there aren't just a few, there are literally thousands. At one point, estimates suggested 1 snake for every square meter. That means every step you take, you're not alone. The venom of this snake is so powerful it can melt human tissue. Literally, stories claim victims didn't just die, they deteriorated. The Brazilian government banned all public access to the island. Only a handful of scientists are allowed to visit under strict supervision, because if something goes wrong out there, there is no help, no hospitals, no rescue teams, just you and thousands of predators. There's even a legend about a lighthouse keeper who once lived on the island. The story goes, snakes slithered into his home through the windows, and by morning, no one was left alive. Real or not, does it really matter? Because one thing is certain: the island doesn't just keep people out, it makes sure they stay out. Now let's move to something different. Not overrun by animals, but by history and silence. Hidden in plain sight in New York City sits an abandoned island most people have never heard of, North Brother Island. At first glance, it doesn't look dangerous. No snakes, no guards with weapons, just crumbling buildings being slowly reclaimed by nature. But this island has a past that feels almost erased. In the late 1800s, it became home to Riverside Hospital, a quarantine facility, a place where people with deadly diseases were sent to be isolated from the rest of society. One of the most infamous residents, Typhoid Mary. She was one of the first known asymptomatic carriers of typhoid fever. She didn't feel sick, but everywhere she went, people got infected. So what did they do? They sent her there to North Brother Island, alone for decades. Imagine being told you're not sick, but you can never leave. Over time, the island saw tragedy after tragedy. Shipwreck survivors, quarantine victims, neglected patients, and eventually, it was abandoned. Today, the island is completely off limits to the public, not because of snakes, but because of what's left behind: decaying structures, unstable buildings, and an eerie stillness that feels like time just stopped. People who have seen it from a distance say it feels wrong, too quiet, too empty, like it was never meant to be forgotten. And now let's get to the most disturbing place on the list: Poveglia Island. Located near Venice, this island has a reputation so dark, even locals refuse to go near it. Its history goes back centuries, but its most terrifying chapter began during outbreaks of the plague. When people showed symptoms, they weren't treated, they were taken here. Thousands upon thousands of people were sent to this island to die. Mass graves, burning bodies, ash covering the soil. Some reports claim that over 100,000 people perished here. Let that sink in. And if that wasn't enough, it gets worse. In the early 1900s, the island was turned into a mental asylum. Patients claimed they saw shadows, heard voices, felt something watching them. And then there's the story of the doctor, a man who allegedly conducted experiments on patients until he himself began to lose his mind. According to legend, he climbed the tower of the asylum and threw himself off. It's said he didn't die from the fall. Something finished the job. Today, the island is completely forbidden. No tourists, no visits, nothing. Fishermen won't even cast their nets nearby because they say sometimes they pull up bones. 3 places, 3 very different reasons, but all with one thing in common. They're not just dangerous, they're off limits. And maybe that's what makes them so unsettling, because danger can be explained. Snakes, disease, structural decay. But some of these places feel like they're hiding something deeper, something that lingers. So here's the question. Are they forbidden to protect us or to keep something else contained? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, because there are more places like this. Places you were never meant to see. Stories that were never meant to be told. Thanks for watching, you guys. I'll see y'all next time.